Namaste everyone, I'm Akshat. Welcome to my vlog, and today I'm talking about my love of books. If you also love books, then you might be aware of The Lord of the Rings, on which The Rings of Power has just come out on Amazon Video. I love this one, it's got that usual good wins over evil in the end plot, but the plot is humongous. I mean, check out the massive tome this is. And the best part is that this is just the part that is covered in the Peter Jackson movies. So if you are really looking for more, then you got to go through the Silmarillion, which is the book, or rather the parts of which are used in the Rings of Power. So by the time the series is drawing to a close, at least the first season is drawing to a close, out of many, because it's the most expensive TV show ever made. I think it's starting to develop its own sort of take on Tolkien, which wasn't really required, in my humble opinion. What do you think about the Rings of Power and about Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's mythology in general? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Moving on, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now I'm going to hold up two editions. The first, new and shiny 42 anniversary edition, gifted to me by Project Bibliotherapy, my very good friend, and happy birthday to him, just passed. And this one, which was gifted to me by my senior VG in college, and which I have treasured, as you can see. So these sci-fi books by Douglas Adams are awesome acts because they involve comedy and science fiction. And that brings me to the Salmon of Doubt. And this is really special to me because I got the one and only Ruskin Bond to sign it along with one of his books. So this was at the Times Lit Fest way back 5-6 years ago. But yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy will live on forever, just like Lord of the Rings. I'm just waiting for a better, more expansive adaptation of Hitchhikers to come out, and I would love to be a part of that. If anybody's listening out there, Pink Floyd was a huge influence on Douglas Adams when he was writing these scripts. So they were originally radio scripts and they were performed on BBC Radio, and then the scripts developed into this book, and that really exploded Douglas Adams' popularity. Okay, so moving on from Ruskin Bond to another great author, Kushwant Singh, and this was signed by him when I was in school at the Lawrence School, Sanar, and check it out. So he had a house, or his family still has a house probably, in Kasauli, which is where Sanar is, yeah, it was just absolutely great at that young age to see a doyen journalist and read his writings about something that he doesn't really write usually about, or he didn't. I guess this was his only nature-based book. It's called Nature Watch, and it's co-written by Suddha Sattva Basu. Okay, Isaac Asimov, another writer who was prolific long ago, and this actually I found in 2018 at the Delhi Book Fair, and it actually belonged to someone called Anand Singh. But what really spurred me to get this is Diana Walden in February 1979 was the original owner of this very old, very nicely preserved print. Copyright 1952, but I guess I'll have to see when it was actually printed. But yeah, awesome max edition to my dare I say rare book library. Then we come to James Joyce, very underappreciated because his major works are like very hard to understand. Finnegan's Wake and Ulysses, which is much more famous than Finnegan's Wake. But these short stories were written when he was pretty young, and so I have been putting them out in audiobook format on my channel. You can check out those videos as well. And then we have Camus, of course, the one and only, and his writing obviously held way much more appeal to me when I was at my angsty, rebellious teen phase. Then another book that I borrowed from Project Bibliotherapy, and this is a Nobel Prize winner book, but because it's set in Africa, I couldn't relate completely to it. Okay, and that brings me finally to my humble attempt at literature. It's a travelogue cum philosophy book, and it's called A Life Afloat. So you can check that out at the link in the description. Okay, so I will not go through too much detail into these Tolkien books that I have devoured over the years. And this one I'm looking forward to, The War of the Jewels, when it will be integrated into the Rings of Power series, maybe after. I mean, there is, like I said, a lot of Tolkien mythology to go through if you're interested in high fantasy. So I will draw this video to a close here. Thank you so much for watching along with me, and if you enjoy books, share with me what are your favorites, who your favorite authors are, and let's get a conversation going. And I would be remiss if I didn't give a final shout out to Project Bibliotherapy once again. I'll leave their link as well as my books link in the description below. I'm Akshat. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.